Hello, welcome to my Booktube channel, and I am a Jen who reads. And that's Lilo. And this is Chewbacca. So this is my very first recording, my very first video on this channel. And I'm a little bit nervous, and I just want to sit here for a little while and talk to you guys and let you get to know me for a little bit. So I'm going to answer some newbie book talk questions for you today. I did a little bit of research, and from what I can tell, Brenda C. started the Book Talk Newbie Challenge questions, but I don't believe that her channel is active anymore, and I just wanted to give credit where credit was due. Question number one is, why did you start this channel? So I've been watching Booktube and Book Talk for a little bit over a year now, and I'm pretty invested in it. I listen to it in my car, I listen to it in the shower, I listen to it while I'm doing dishes, and my boyfriend said, you know what, you could do this, and it kind of got my wheels turning a little bit. So I started doing a few videos here and there on Book Talk. And recently I've had some people come up to me and say, hey, I really like the stuff that you're posting on Facebook and TikTok and other social media. And because of you, I started reading such and such book. And I didn't think that I would like to read fantasy, but I do like to read fantasy. And so it just kind of got me thinking that let me give this a shot, because I really like to read. I really like to talk about books, and I would love to just have some conversations back and forth with some of you guys about your favorite reads and my favorite reads and our least favorite reads and what we did and what we didn't like. Plus, this is summer break for me. I am a middle school teacher in Florida, so I figured there's no better time than now. The next question is, what fun and unique things can you bring to your Booktube channel? And to be quite honest with you, I don't have any plans or any ideas for anything groundbreaking, but I do want to bring videos that are the same types of videos that I enjoy watching. I really like unboxings, unhaulings, TBRs, monthly wrap-ups, that type of thing. And I've also been thinking about possibly taking some books that are longer but have sequels coming out, and doing some book reviews on the books that come before the new book, so that if you want to read the sequel but it's been a while since you read the first book and the first book's a little bit chunky and you don't really want to read it again, you can just come back and listen to my summary. So I don't know, I'm going to play around with some ideas around, different things that I can do with books, and maybe some other nerdy things too. I also play video games, and I also like to put puzzles together. But as far as uniqueness goes, I am 42, so I do feel like I will bring a different perspective to some of the books. A lot of the booktubers that I watch are younger than 42. But I'm also a kid at heart, and I teach middle school, and that keeps me young. And so when I read books, I think that I read them from a different perspective, and I think that I can bring some of the new perspectives and the new ideas to Booktube. I don't know, we'll see. But I also really do love reading middle grade books, because I teach middle school. And so I would love to do some videos about the best middle grade books and what I like about them and what books I like to read with my class. The next question is, what are you most excited about for this new channel? And the question's pretty easy. I'm just excited about starting conversations. Why do you love reading? I hear a lot of people give the answer that they like to read because it's an escape from reality. And I don't think that my reality is that bad. I love my life. There are a lot of things going on in the world that are pretty crappy, and it is nice to be able to not think about them for a while. But I just love stories, and I love learning, and I just love seeing the progression of characters, and it just calms me down. I feel like I like to read for the same reason that people like to watch TV shows. I don't watch a whole lot of TV. I do watch some, but I would choose reading over watching TV any day. What book or book series got you into reading? So the very first book I remember reading was the summer of fourth grade, and I read Matilda. And my mom got me these books, these workbooks that came in the mail, and so that was really exciting. And with those books came Matilda, and it's the very first book that I ever remember just visualizing in my head and rereading and being really, really excited about it. I always liked reading throughout school, but I didn't really do a whole lot of it. I didn't do a lot of the required reading in high school. But when I was about 28, I went through a pretty bad breakup and started reading the Twilight series to get my mind off of things. And it kind of just snowballed from there. About, I want to say like 10 years ago, I started reading even more. I started reading the Harry Potter series in 2011. And from there, I read The Beautiful Creatures, and it just kind of snowballed. In 2020, we moved into a new house, and we had an extra room, so I got to have this beautiful library. And the library itself is pretty much what got me into collecting books and showing off the books that I have collected. Next question is, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? I don't really know of any questions that I would ask. I feel like maybe as this channel progresses, I may have questions about like time management and posting schedules and stuff like that. But I want this to be my own channel, and I want to do my own thing on it. And so I'm going to just kind of try to muddle through it on my own and see what happens. What challenges do you think may arise starting this BookTube channel? Once the school year starts, I feel like it's going to maybe be a challenge to record the videos on a schedule, but all of my kids are older, and so I don't know that the scheduling thing will really be a problem. This morning I had a problem with my dogs being butt heads, so I introduced them to you at the beginning of the video, and then I immediately had to put them upstairs because they think that whenever I'm on the phone or whenever I'm talking, they need to run around and bark, and it's the only time that they do it, really. So maybe that would be a challenge. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. When did you start reading? So I think that I remember hearing my mom say that I could read when I went into kindergarten. Probably not fluently, but I was a reader as early as kindergarten. But like I said, fourth grade was the first time I really remember picking up Matilda and reading it. Fourth grade, ironically, was also the year that I picked up a book. I can't remember the book, but I think it was like the children's version or like an abridged version of The Secret Garden. And it had the word bitch in it. And it was referring to a female dog, and I can remember going to my teacher and tattling to my teacher about it. But I would say around fourth grade is when I really started to become fascinated with books. Where do you read? So this is my library, and see if I can pan over a little bit. This is my reading chair, and it kind of faces a little window that I can look out and see people walking by, and I love to sit there when it's raining. So I do read a lot in my library, but I also read in bed. I read while I'm cooking. I listen to audiobooks while I'm playing mindless games on my phone or while I'm doing dishes. And I also have a small area in my backyard that's covered. It's like a gazebo, and I put some wind chimes out there and some flowers. And it is Florida, so I don't get to sit out there often, but it is nice in the evening. I go out there before the bugs come out and sit there. But I really can read anywhere except for the car. I think that if I had any superpower besides shape-shifting, it would be the ability to be the passenger princess and be able to read without getting carsick. But fortunately, that's just not the case, and I could get so much more reading done if I could read in the car. But it is what it is. And the last question is, what type of books do you like to read? This is really, really hard. So I usually gravitate towards fantasy. I love dragons. I have a Harry Potter tattoo on my arm. And so fantasy is probably my go-to genre, but I read pretty much things across the board, which is another thing that I think that I will bring to this channel. I do not read as much nonfiction as I'd like, nor do I read as much historical fiction as I like. But I like rom-coms. I'm trying to look around my room, but I do feel like it's mostly fantasy. So those are all of the questions for the day. I'm looking forward to feedback from you. I'm looking forward to if you guys have any questions for me. And I don't know if you could see this in the video, but I just wanted to show you my shirt. It says, "I'm with the band." I am a huge advocate for banned books. I buy them purposely for my classroom because I live in Florida and there's a huge thing with the education system where they're trying to control a lot of things. The government's trying to control a lot of things. So I'm trying to push back about that a little bit, but we won't talk about that too much on here. So I would just love your feedback, and follow me on my other social media channels. I'm on TikTok, and Instagram at @AJenWhoReads. That's all for now. Bye.